You won't believe it. Today I ran into a bookstore owner who has a secret. This guy was the kind-hearted bookstore owner I met earlier, so he didn't hesitate any longer. He happily accepted John's offer and took Anna to his rental apartment, frantically tidying up the mess scattered everywhere, looking a bit flustered. Once the place was a bit tidier, he gestured for Anna to come in and told her the bathroom was upstairs. She could change there, and while Anna was gone, John began cleaning the leftover food on the dining table, and before long, Anna came down the stairs in clean clothes, and John's heart eased a bit with every step she took. He had never seen such a refreshing girl before. John desperately searched for topics to close the gap, but the difference in their status hung like an invisible barrier between them. However, it was his unreserved sincerity that gently touched the softest corners of Anna's heart. Even so, Anna politely declined John's kindness and turned to leave. At that moment, John could no longer suppress his feelings. "So nice to meet you," he said. "This is real, but nice to meet you." After seeing Anna off, John's heart was still racing. He regretted his clumsiness and wore a wry smile, hardly having a moment to recover from the emotions. Suddenly, the doorbell rang. He opened the door in surprise. It was Anna, who had forgotten her book. John hurried into the living room and handed her the book, but just as their eyes met, an indescribable feeling suddenly enveloped them, and Anna couldn't help but kiss him. Just as their lips parted, John remained lost in that moment of tenderness. Maybe it's best not to tell anyone. Yes, definitely not. I'll tell myself, but don't worry, I won't believe it. With a faint smile, Anna turned to say goodbye to this fleeting romantic dream. The door quietly shut the moment she left, and John's heart was swallowed by an inexplicable emptiness as the night fell. His roommate showed John his newly purchased film album, and only then did John slightly snap back to reality. He realized that the girl he met earlier was actually the hottest superstar these days. Meanwhile, he was just an ordinary bookstore owner. This hazy fantasy became his deepest secret, but fate is always dramatic. That day, John casually asked his roommate if there were any messages on the phone, only to find out that a girl named Anna had called. She had called his house, and this news made John's heart race. He quickly called Anna using the phone record, and although Anna had to wait 3 days for a response, she didn't blame him. In fact, she invited him to meet. After hanging up, John struggled to tell if he was dreaming or it was real. When the time finally came, he bought flowers and arrived at Anna's mentioned hotel. In the corridor, he felt nervous and excited, rehearsing his greeting. But he unexpectedly noticed a man trailing closely behind him, following him around. When John arrived at the room to meet Anna and saw reporters, he realized the private meeting he had expected was just a press conference for Anna's new movie. But when she seemed dazed, the staff members proceeded to inquire about her identity, which left John feeling utterly startled. But fortunately, there was a magazine placed nearby, and the reporters keenly picked up on John's disturbance and anxiety. The plot twist came in as they teased him for bringing flowers. John's face flushed, worried it might embarrass Anna. So he had to lie, saying they were for his sick grandmother. Not long after, the staff brought John. They arrived at Anna's room, where the slanting sunlight poured in, illuminating Anna's lovely face and John's eyes. To break the awkwardness, John immediately handed Anna the flowers. Then he apologized for not returning her call in time, but just then her manager showed up, interrupting the fleeting warmth. Seeing this, John had no choice but to sit down, pretending to be a reporter, using a stiff tone to say, "I was just wondering. Have you ever thought that there could be more possibilities here? We've thought about it, but of course it's very difficult because it's in the air." After the manager left, John hurriedly asked Anna if she was free for dinner that evening, but to his surprise, Anna invited him instead, just to apologize for the earlier kiss. She couldn't explain her impulsive behavior, but Anna sincerely hoped this little incident wouldn't disrupt John's life. However, her polite words, bordering on coldness, made the atmosphere increasingly heavy. The warmth John had hoped for slowly solidified in the air. "I'm such an idiot. I'm sorry. This is strange. It's like something that happens in a dream, not real life. I mean, He suddenly realized how he had been hoping to date a superstar. Eventually, under his manager's urging, they had to put an end to their brief yet lengthy conversation. Thus, John left the room feeling dejected, but the reporter earlier had noticed something. "Wait. She went to get your grandmother's clothes." "Oh, yes. Right. Stupid. Oh, sir." Meanwhile, a staff member hurried over, hoping John could interview other crew members. Although John was reluctant, seeing the man's eager face, he had to tough it out and continue pretending to interview. After what felt like an eternity, John finally finished, but at that moment, the staff stopped him again. John thought there was another important aspect awaiting him, but when the door slowly opened, standing inside was the image he had longed for and informed.